Hello students. Let's wrap up the do now, okay? I want everybody to gather on the rug with me so we can start to read our science read aloud. Okay, row 1, you seem to be ready. Come and sit down on the rug with me. Row 2, come and gather on the rug with me. Okay, row 3, you seem ready. Come on to the rug. Okay, row 4, last row, come and settle on the rug. Alright guys, settle down. I'm going to start to read the book for today. It's called Save Water by K. Barnum. What do you think this picture in the front of the book means? What does it tell you about water just by looking at the front page? Right, that we use water to clean. We use water to bathe. What else do we use water for? What do we do after we finish eating our food? Right, we wash our hands and we use water to wash our hands. What do we do when we finish going to the bathroom? We wash our hands too. Good, so water keeps us clean. All about water. Water has no taste, no smell, and no color. At first glance, you might think that water is quite boring. Water is actually very important. Without water, we cannot survive. Much of the Earth's surface is covered in water. Water is found in oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, and streams. Ice and snow are made of frozen water. This picture shows Earth from space. The green and brown areas are land. The blue areas are water. The white areas are clouds and ice. There is a lot of water on Earth. See all the white spaces on Earth? It's ice and frozen water. Excuse me, it's ice and water. So everything that's white is considered water. And it's all over the Earth. The water cycle. The amount of water on Earth never changes. It does not increase or decrease. Water moves from place to place. Your drinking water may have once tumbled down a waterfall on the other side of the world. You see, ladies and gentlemen? In bold it says water cycle. Everything in bold letters are definitions. So as I'm reading, I'm reading off the definition as I'm reading through the storybook. The water cycle describes the way that water moves from place to place. The sun warms ocean water, causing water vapor to rise into the air. As water vapor rises and cools, it turns into tiny droplets of water. What are droplets, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. Yeah, droplets are rain. Basically, droplets are rain. Very good. Wind blows the clouds over land. When the droplets of water in the clouds become too big and heavy, they fall as rain. Water flows down the streams and rivers until it reaches oceans again. Why save water? Why do we need to save water? The answer is simple. There is plenty of water on Earth, but we can only use a small amount of it. It is important that we conserve all of the water on Earth. Why do you think we should save water? Right, because we're made of mostly water, and all of us need water to survive. Very good. There's another problem. Earth's population is growing bigger every year, but there's no extra water. By using less water, we can make sure there is enough water for everyone. So because there's so many people living here, we need to save water so there's going to be enough for everybody. A cleaner world. Here's another bold word. It's called pollution. Pollution is dirty or unhealthy land, air, or water. It may cause many problems and harm people, animals, and plants. Many people are concerned about pollution and do their best to stop it. They want Earth to be a cleaner, healthier place. The dirty smoke that comes from factories does not just pollute the air. Clouds carry the pollution to different places, and polluted rain falls to the ground. Polluted rain is known as acid rain. Acid rain can destroy forests. What happens when we destroy forests? What happens? Plants give us what? What do plants make for us? They make food, right? So we don't need acid rain coming down and destroying the plants. So what other causes of pollution are there besides factories? What about cars? Cars let off a lot of fumes, right, kids? Right. So that's also pollution. Surface water. Most of the water that we use comes from Earth's surface. Fresh water flows in rivers and streams and is stored in lakes. It is cleaned and then piped to homes, offices, factories, and farms. Here's another bold-lettered word. A dam is a strong wall built across a river valley. Instead of flowing to oceans, the water is trapped behind the dam. This water can be used when the weather is dry and water supplies are low. Groundwater. Some of the water that we use does not come from rivers, streams, or reservoirs. Some water soaks into the ground. It is hidden below the surface in gaps between layers of rock. This water is called groundwater. So groundwater is located below the surface of the earth where the rocks are. It costs more to use groundwater than it does to use surface water. Groundwater is harder to reach than a river or a reservoir. A hole must be dug down to the level of the water. The water is then pumped to the surface. Wastewater. When water is washed down the sink or flushed down the toilet, it cannot be poured straight back into a river or an ocean. Do we ever wonder what happens to our water when it goes down the sink? No? Okay. Since it's dirty, the dirty water travels down the pipes to a wastewater treatment work, where it is cleaned. There's another bold letter. Wastewater treatment works. That's the place where they clean the water after it's gone down the sink or been flushed down the toilet. At the wastewater treatment works, the water is cleaned. It runs through coarse layers of stone and then finer layers of sand. The stone and sand remove waste. Any remaining germs are killed with a special type of light or by chemicals. Good. Ocean water. Remember we said we can't drink ocean water. Why not? Because it has salt in it. And we need fresh water, not salt water. Ocean water is very salty. People cannot use it for drinking, cooking, washing, or watering crops. People living on small islands and in hot, dry countries may be surrounded by ocean water, but they have very little fresh water. They have special ways of removing salt from ocean water. When water vaporizes from oceans to form clouds, the salt is left behind in the ocean. As a result, rain is always fresh water. Turn it off. The easiest way to save water is to turn the tap off. Millions of liters of clean, fresh water disappear down streams every day. Before the water can be used again, it must be pumped away, cleaned, and then pumped back. Turning taps off can save a lot of energy and water. Did you know that the drips collected from one tap during 1 week would fill a bathtub with water? It is important to make sure that a tap is turned off completely so that water is not wasted. Look, this looks like a person from another country. Some people from other countries don't have running water like we do over here. So they depend on rain, and they usually use buckets or other things to collect water when it rains. So they're very good at conserving their water. There are many ways for you and your family to save water at home. Have a quick shower instead of a bath. You will still be clean, but you will save water. The small tank above a toilet is called a cistern. It is filled with water which rushes down the toilet when you flush. When you put a special bag into the cistern, there is room for less water. You will use less water each time you flush the toilet. If you pour yourself a drink of water, do not run the tap to make sure that the water is really cold. Add ice cubes to your glass, or cool a jug of water in the fridge instead. Saving water outside. Some people use huge amounts of water to keep their gardens green and healthy. By leaving a water butt or a bucket outside, you can collect rainwater when it rains and use the water when the weather is dry. A sprinkler can use as much water in 1 hour as a family of 4 uses in a whole day. Use a watering can instead of a sprinkler. When it rains, put houseplants outside to soak up the water. You will not need to water the plants as often. By doing this, you'll save a lot of water, right? What other things can you guys do to save water? Give me some examples. Right, you can stop the water from running when you're brushing your teeth so it doesn't continue running and waste water. That's a good example. What else can you do to conserve water? Right, in the summertime, instead of using a sprinkler, which gives off a lot of water, you can fill a pool and you can use that water all day instead of having the sprinkler run. Very good. Nice example. Saving water at school. At school, each student uses up to 4,000 liters of water a year. That is enough to fill a bath every week. There are a lot of ways for schools and students to conserve water. A water meter, there's another bold word, water meter, measures how much water is being used. Ask to check your school's water meter. You will then be able to see how much water you are saving. More ideas. Rainwater harvesting is a way of collecting water. As rain falls on roofs, it pours into water butts or underground tanks. The rainwater can be used for flushing the toilet, washing clothes, and watering the garden. You see the picture, guys? It looks like a little hut in a different country, and they collect water in those tanks to wash dishes, to clean their clothes, and for drinking water as well. So that's how they conserve water. Before you wash up, place a small bowl into a large sink. You will use less water when you wash up. If you are boiling a kettle, only pour in as much water as you need. You will use less water and the kettle will take less time to boil. Use a bucket of water and a sponge to wash a cart instead of a hose. You will save liters of water. In the back, guys, there is a glossary which gives you the definitions of every single bold word that was in the book. So there's a couple pages. acid rain, chemical, cistern, all of the words that we've read about during the reading. Alright guys, that's the end of the read aloud. Do you guys have any questions about what we read? Good, alright.